Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Nancy Walsh with Jeff Cook Real Estate. And if you are new here, go ahead and consider subscribing to my channel by clicking on that bell and the notification down below. I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why I love living here, as well as 5 reasons why I don't. But we're going to go ahead and get started with the bad ones first. Number 1 is the heat. There's no way around it. July and August are insanely hot, and there is a lot of humidity. But luckily, there is a beautiful invention called air conditioning. And we are blessed to live in an area that has air-conditioned houses, as well as air-conditioned cars and air-conditioned offices. And then after a long, hard day of work, you can always go to the beach or the pool to cool down. Number 2, as I mentioned before, is the humidity. And the humidity can do a lot of crazy things to your hair. If you are someone whose hair does not love the humidity, then you are going to become very, very familiar with pulling your hair back into a ponytail or bun. Now, it's only really during the real heat of summer. So I figure if the rest of the year is going to be glorious, wonderful weather, then I can tolerate those 2 months of humidity. Well, 2 to 3 months of humidity. Number 3 is the bugs. So we are in a subtropical climate, which means we get some pretty scary looking bugs, and we have some gnats. They are very, very tiny little things. We actually call them no-see-ums because you can barely see them. We also have mosquitoes, but who doesn't have mosquitoes? So depending on what area you live in, you may have to stock up a little bit more on some bug spray. Avon's Skin So Soft really takes care of those no-see-ums, and you can always get that on Amazon. We also have these things that we like to call palmetto bugs. Now that's just a southern term for giant cockroaches. Now they don't come in your house because it's dirty. They usually come in because it's so hot and humid outside, and it's a lot cooler in your house. So most people in Charleston, we realize that we have to have pest control, and we have someone come to our house once every 3 months to spray the outside of the house so we don't end up having palmetto bugs or spiders living inside our house. The 4th thing that I don't like about Charleston is the parking downtown. Now, it can be hard to find a parking spot downtown, and of course, nothing in life is free, so you will have to pay for curbside parking. Now, we do have a couple times that you do not have to pay for downtown parking, and that is on Sundays and official holidays. So Sundays and holidays, and also after 6 p.m. during the week, there is no charge to park downtown on the curb. You may have to pay for parking in a garage. So sometimes when you go out for dinner, it can be a little bit challenging to find parking, but let me tell you, it is totally worth it. Now, the 5th thing that I don't like about Charleston is the need for flood insurance. So we live in a hurricane-prone area. Now, it's not like living in New Orleans or the Gulf Coast of Florida, but we do occasionally get hurricanes. Now, we have had a couple in the last 20 years, but anybody who lives close to a body of water may, more than likely, need to have some flood insurance on their home. Now, not all the homes in the area require flood insurance. If you live in an X-flood zone, you are at a very, very low risk, and your property will not require flood insurance. Now, if you're buying a home that's in an A or an AE zone, your lender is going to require that you get flood insurance. So just keep that in mind. If you're buying a house that is in a flood zone, that is going to make a difference in your monthly mortgage payment. So that will be added into the cost of your mortgage payment. So you just need to adjust your budget accordingly. Let's move on to the 5 things that I love about living in Charleston. Number 1, it has to be the architecture. I love walking around downtown. Some of those buildings are old. Some of those buildings could be as old as 300 years old, and we have cobblestone streets. There is just so much charm and so much history downtown. I love to walk around, and I also love seeing the trees draped with the Spanish moss looking out over the river. Number 2, the weather. Yes, it does get hot and humid here, but I will trade the heat for 6 weeks of winter any day of the week. The beaches. We have 5 public beaches, and each one is different than the next. It is really so easy to say, hey, let's go to the beach for the day and spend the day in the sun, or going to the beach and stopping by and having lunch or dinner at the restaurants. I love living close to the beach, and it also doesn't cost an arm and a leg to go to the beach for the day. Number 4 is our seafood. I am a huge lover of shrimp and grits and she crab soup, and I basically have to try them at every restaurant that we go to in town. Now, if you're not a seafood lover, that's fine, because we have tons and tons of different restaurants to choose from. Number 5, what I love about Charleston is that it is very affordable. Whether you choose to live in the city or suburbs, you are always close to grocery stores, malls, and there's always something to do. I will say we do have more suburbs than cities. So you can choose to live 2 minutes from the beach or 45 minutes from the beach in downtown Charleston. From mansions to small homes to condos to townhomes, we have options for every budget. So now you know all the reasons that I love Charleston and a few of the things that are not perfect about Charleston. But every place has its pros and cons. Are you thinking about moving to the Charleston area? Well, then go ahead and head over to my website and search for all the homes that are currently for sale in your own price range. I promise I am not going to bug you or hound you. My website is findyourcharlestonAreahomes.com, so go ahead and stop by. Just do let me know if there's anything I can do to assist you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.